She thought it was just another peaceful morning walk in the park. But when an elderly woman spotted a wallet lying on the ground, she had no idea that her decision would change her life forever. What happened next left the entire town speechless. Stay tuned for a heartwarming story of honesty, kindness, and an unbelievable twist that no one saw coming. Margaret was an 81-year-old woman who had lived in the same small town her entire life. Every morning, she followed the same routine, waking up early, making a cup of tea, and taking a peaceful walk through the local park. It was her way of staying active and connected to nature. But one morning, something unusual happened. As she strolled past a wooden bench, she noticed something strange: a wallet just lying there on the ground. She looked around, but the park was nearly empty. No one seemed to be searching for it. Margaret hesitated for a moment before bending down to pick it up. The leather felt expensive, and when she opened it, her eyes widened. Inside, there was a thick stack of cash, credit cards, and an ID. The man in the photo looked familiar, but she couldn't quite place him. She could have walked away. She could have kept the money. No one was watching. But Margaret wasn't that kind of person. With a deep breath, she made up her mind. She needed to return the wallet. But there was a problem. The ID inside only had a name and an old address. The town had changed a lot over the years, and she wasn't sure if the owner still lived there. Determined to do the right thing, she made her way to the local police station. She walked up to the counter and handed the wallet to the officer on duty. "I found this in the park," she said softly. "I want to make sure it gets back to its rightful owner." The officer took the wallet and smiled. "Not many people would do what you just did, ma'am," he said. "We'll do our best to track him down." Margaret nodded and left the station, feeling a quiet sense of pride. She had done her part, or so she thought. The next morning, Margaret was having her usual cup of tea when she heard a knock on her door. Confused, she slowly made her way to open it. Standing on her porch was a well-dressed man in his 50s, holding the very same wallet she had turned in. His face looked strangely familiar. "Good morning, ma'am," he said with a warm smile. "My name is Robert Langley. I believe you found my wallet?" Margaret's eyes widened in recognition. "Langley, as in the Langley Foundation?" Robert chuckled. "Yes, that's me. My father started the foundation years ago, but lately, I've been wondering if people still value honesty in this world. Then I got a call from the police station about a kind woman who turned in my wallet without taking a single dollar. I had to meet you in person." Margaret was speechless. The Langley Foundation was one of the biggest charitable organizations in the country. She had read about them in the newspaper for years. Robert reached into his pocket and pulled out an envelope. "I want to personally thank you for your kindness," he said, handing it to her. Margaret hesitated before opening it. Inside was a check for $50,000. Her hands shook. "Oh my, I can't accept this," she gasped. Robert smiled. "I insist, but I know people like you don't do good deeds for rewards, so I have a better idea." He paused, then added, "How about we donate this money in your name to a cause of your choice?" Margaret's heart swelled. She thought for a moment, then nodded. "There's a small community center down the street. They help struggling families. I'd love for them to have it." Robert's smile grew even wider. "Consider it done." That very same week, the donation was made. The local news covered the story, and soon Margaret became somewhat of a local hero. But to her, she had only done what was right. Margaret never expected that one simple act of honesty would lead to such a life-changing moment. But that's the thing about kindness. It has a way of coming back when you least expect it. So next time you find yourself in a situation where you can do the right thing, will you? If this story inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible real-life stories. What would you have done in Margaret's situation? Let us know in the comments.